This video is sponsored by sportscases.com. Check out our latest custom designs. Use promo code JVille at checkout for 10% off your order. Link in description.
What's up, everybody? JVille Sports here with my sports picks video. It is Saturday morning, February the 23rd. Thank you guys so much for joining me today and each and every time I put out a video. I'm going to go ahead and get right into all the action because games are about to kick off in about an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. So I want to just make this video short and sweet, get my picks out there, and enjoy the rest of the day. Today's going to be an awesome day today. So like I mentioned earlier with my college basketball Saturday videos, I'm going to do what's called a long shot moneyline parlay. With the NFL, I do long shot teasers. With college football, I do long shot parlays. And with college basketball, I'm going to do long shot moneyline parlays. I'll go ahead and quickly throw up our first attempt at the long shot moneyline parlay. This was a few weeks ago, and we missed it by 3. It was a 15-team moneyline parlay. I had one NBA, one hockey, and the rest were college basketball. And like I said, we missed it by 3. Good first attempt, but with all parlays, if you miss one, then you miss the parlay. So we're not looking to miss this by 1, 2, or 3. We're looking to hit this. So that was our first attempt. I think we're going to hit this a few times before college basketball season's over. It is winding down, but there's still plenty more attempts to be made here. So we're making our second attempt today, and I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. Like I said, I'm going to make this video short and sweet. I'm going to update all the numbers in tomorrow's video where I have a lot more time. So let's just go ahead and get right into today's long shot parlay. It's going to be one more NBA and then the rest college basketball. So we have the Boston Celtics. I'm not going to talk about these games really in depth just because I want to finish this video, upload it, and let you guys make the rest of your picks and enjoy your guys' day, because it's going to be an awesome day today. A lot of action all over the place. Anyways, so the Boston Celtics, they're on the road against the Bulls. Bulls had a nice road win last night. I don't think they followed it up with a home win here against the Celtics team, who is coming off a loss. They lost to Milwaukee a couple nights ago, so they're going to want to get this game. Should be an easy win for the Celtics. We have Baylor. Let me pull up Baylor here really quick. Baylor's against West Virginia. West Virginia is struggling. They are a lot worse than we all thought. They were supposed to be a lot better than this. They look like they've pretty much given up. A lot of blowout losses. Baylor playing very well, even though they have a few injuries. They got a couple players back last game and had a nice upset win over Iowa State. At home, they'll take care of business against West Virginia. Kansas State is leading the Big 12 right now. Very solid team. They are not going to lose this game. At home against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, I was actually on Oklahoma State in their last time out. That was at home against, who was it? TCU. And they got a nice win at home against TCU as underdogs. Here they're traveling on the road now to take on Kansas State. Like I said, Kansas State could possibly be the best team in the Big 12. So Kansas State, I love them here on the money line. No way they're going to lose this game. Austin Peay, this team has had a solid season. They already hit 20 wins. They're 12-3, leading the OVC, but they have, or actually they're one game behind Murray State and Belmont. So it's a nice 3-headed race to the finish line. They have 3 games left. Their last game is against Murray State. So it's going to be a good finish to this conference, and they're not going to slip up here against UT Martin at home. So easy win there. South Dakota State, we have a rivalry game here. South Dakota State, it's against South Dakota, but South Dakota State's the much better team. Again, they are fighting for the Summit Conference. They are only a half game up over Omaha, who they just lost to a couple games ago. They're going to want to get all the victories they can. I don't see them losing this game here at home. Could be a closer game than the 11-point spread, but I think they get the W here. This is a no-brainer winner here. Houston at home against South Florida. Houston should smash them. Clemson at home against Boston College. Boston College is dealing with some injuries right now, and they're just not very good. Clemson playing hard right now at home. I love Clemson at home to win this game. Northeastern, another home team. They're at home against Towson. They're still fighting for the division as well. I don't see them slipping up here against Towson. Missouri State, this team plays very, very hard at home. I've seen a couple of their home games, and the crowd gets into it. Their coach is very, very intense. They have had a lot of upset wins at home. I don't see them losing this game against Indiana State. Maryland is at home against Ohio State. Ohio State's, both these teams really are up and down teams, but Maryland has much more at stake in this one as they're trying to get into the NCAA tournament. They can't afford too many more home losses. They should be able to take care of business here against Ohio State. We have Purdue. This is a bit of a risky one. They're on the road. They're against Nebraska. I talked about Nebraska a couple videos ago. I had Penn State. If you guys remember, I took Penn State at home. Only a 3-point spread. Penn State smashed them. I predicted Nebraska was not going to be interested in that game, and they definitely weren't. But I did mention their last 4 games are all against ranked teams. A couple of them are at home, and I do expect them to give effort in these games because they have really nothing else to play for but to get some upset wins against very, very good teams. Purdue's a top 15 team. Nebraska's going to want to get this win at home because, like I said, they're really not playing for anything else but pride to get these upset wins. So, like I said, this could be a little bit risky. It's only a 6-point spread. I don't know if Purdue covers, but I think Nebraska, or I should say Purdue, can find a way to squeak out this win on the road. Wright State at home against Youngstown State. Youngstown State plays very, very hard. This, going into the year, was thought to be one of the worst teams in college basketball, but they have had a solid season for their standards, much better than expected. So they could give Wright State a game here, but Wright State at home should be able to take care of business. Mississippi at home against, let me find Mississippi. Oh, they're playing Georgia. Georgia, terrible season. They have nothing to play for. They're 1-12 in the SEC. Ole Miss got off to a scorching hot start. Came out of nowhere. Nobody expected this team to do what they did early on. Then they kind of came back down to earth and have had some losses recently. I think they get back on track here against Georgia at home. They match up very, very well against Georgia. The home crowd, they shouldn't have any issues taking care of business at home. Florida had a nice upset win over LSU. So you could see a letdown here coming back at home, but I think the crowd will give them enough energy here. Missouri is actually they're better than their record. They're only 3-10 in the SEC, but it's actually not a terrible team. They could give Florida a scare here. This is another kind of risky one, even though Florida's at home, 10-point favorites. Like I said, they're coming off a huge upset win. So this is a prime spot for a letdown, but I think Florida finds a way to win this game. And last but not least, Jacksonville State. They have an easy game at home against Eastern Kentucky. Really not much to say about this one. Jacksonville already at that 20-win mark, and they're just looking to improve that. Eastern Kentucky, not very, very good at all. So Jacksonville State at home, love them to get the W. So that's 15. 100 pays 1,293. My long shot money line parlays is any parlay where the payout is $1,000 or more. So this one qualifies. So I think we can get this one. Like I said, I mentioned the ones that are a little bit risky. Some of you guys can't take money lines above 8 points. Some of you guys can't do money lines more than 8 teams. So this isn't for everybody. Most of my long shots, whether it's the long shot teasers or the long shot parlays, usually it's not for everybody to take unless you just want to get crazy. It is something I put in myself. But what I do recommend doing is pluck out a handful of these, maybe 5 or 6, and do a smaller moneyline parlay. That's what I'm going to be doing over on my Patreon page. And for those of you that don't know, I have a Patreon page where I post plays every single day. We're doing very, very well in all sports. I do NHL, NBA, college basketball right now. Of course, MLB is right around the corner. Can't wait for that. And the NFL, college football. We'll see if we mess around with the new football league that's starting up. But for now doing great things over on Patreon. This is what it looks like. This is how to get there. So if you're interested in more than just the free plays that I give out here, definitely check out my Patreon page, because that's where all the action is at. But like I said, I'm going to be giving out a couple moneyline parlays that are much smaller, much more for sure. And I'll leave it up to you guys here on the YouTube channel to put together your own smaller one. So that's going to be this edition, our second attempt at the long shot moneyline parlay. Hopefully we get the job done here for a nice profit. And before I let you guys go, like I said, I want to make this short and sweet. I'm going to do one straight bet, and I'll throw it up on the screen here. It's going to be St. John's and Seton Hall, and I'm going to go with the home team here in St. John's. These are two, on paper, pretty evenly matched teams. They have just about the same record, and they already played this year as well. Obviously, it was at Seton Hall. This one's at home for St. John's. So Seton Hall at home won by 2, 74-76. The difference in that game was the offensive rebounds. Seton Hall had, I believe, 10 more offensive rebounds than St. John's. Obviously, that leads to extra fouls under the basket. That leads to second chance points. It changes the game, and it gives you a lot more energy when you're doing those things at home. So I don't think the same thing happens here. They pretty much shot evenly from the field in that game. Like I said, it was just a very, very close game. And Seton Hall squeaked that one out by 2. St. John's got off to a hot start. They were up by 9 at halftime, and then Seton Hall in the second half turned it on, and they outscored St. John's by 11 to win by 2. So we have revenge here for St. John's. I do think St. John's overall is the better team. Just some games they just don't show it for whatever reason. Some games they look like they can beat anybody, and then some games they get upset by teams that they shouldn't. So St. John's, you really don't know what to expect from them, but with revenge on the mind, with the NCAA basketball tournament on the mind, this team needs to stack up some W's here, and I think they get the job done here at home against Seton Hall -4. So that's going to be one of the straight bets I give out over on Patreon. It's not my best straight bet. I do have a couple straight bets that I absolutely love, so I'm going to be giving those out over on Patreon. I'll post a link for our Patreon page in the description and the comment section, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So that's a long shot parlay. I recommend plucking out your favorites and doing a smaller parlay, and then this is my straight bet. So 2 plays that I'm giving out today here on the channel. Good luck with whatever you guys decide to do today. A lot out there. Big card in college basketball, NBA, UFC, hockey. There's just so much out there to do some cross-sport parlays, or just do round robins, whatever you guys like to do. A lot out there. Good luck with whatever you guys decide to do, like I said, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much.